let's get this party started. Famous words. Let's get this party started. All right, turning on my timers. And as you know, every time we start a workout, get yourself in a super easy gear. Small ring you should be in. Easiest gear you have in the back. Just let yourself spin the legs so we can get a little bit warmed up at this point. See a few more people chiming in. That is a good thing. So now we have 16. That's a pretty good number. I like that number. I have to admit that last Thursday, it was a little odd not having to do a session. I missed you guys. I have to admit that. It was very strange. I did get a few things done on Thursday night that I wouldn't have typically done. So that was good. But it was a very strange feeling not having to see everybody. So I hope you have found for that night an alternative, hopefully outside. That's what our goal is, to get you guys back out on the road and get you riding. So hopefully you can use Thursdays as the day to make that happen during the week and of course on the weekends. I don't know if anybody got out on Sunday. It was another glorious day. Happy Easter, happy Passover to everybody. Hope everybody had a good holiday if you celebrate those holidays. I spent the weekend with my family, which was very nice. And finally got my nephew, who's living in the city, to make his way to our house via train so that I didn't have to go drive in there and get him. So that made things a lot easier for traveling. So he got here Friday night, went to my mom's Saturday and Sunday, had a very nice time with them. And of course, my mom always has her to-do list. So we got some weeds pulled in her backyard, got some mulch laid down. She was a very happy mother. All right, so hopefully you have your fan, your towel, your full water bottle in place and ready to go. As I said to you guys in my email, this workout is kind of a little mix-up of a bunch of different things, but I think you're going to find it's going to be a good one if you haven't been riding for a couple days. It'll kind of bring those legs back to life. I also have to share with you guys that last week we had to do a virtual session for the Palisades Cyclones, which is the mountain bike team that I coach. And we do a virtual strength training class, which is typically all body weight. And one of the coaches said, well, I'd be willing to do the class. And I said, sure, that'd be awesome, which meant that I didn't have to do it. He also comes to the trainer sessions, so he knows what it's like. Well, he did 2 exercises. By the second exercise, he was breathing heavily, sweating profusely. He paused for a second, he got close to the camera, and he said, Mara, I don't know how you do this. Tell stories and ride the bike at the same time. I can barely talk and figure out what I'm supposed to do. So it was fun to see somebody else challenged by the teaching portion and keeping it all in check. So it was fun to hear his challenges. So he's willing to do it again because he wants to master it. He's one of those kind of people. So hopefully next time it rains, he'll master that virtual session. And he's a good guy. So he did his best. It's hard when you do strength. It's harder than when you're sitting on a bike. because you have to explain the exercise before you do it. All right, we're going to get to our warm-up. So in the warm-up, what I want you guys to think about for this is to keep in mind that this is a warm-up for 5 minutes. So I don't want you going all out. I want you going to a point where you're building this 5 minutes, because each one of these, it's going to get a little harder, but I want you to also keep in mind that you're warming the body up in the process of doing this. So what's it going to be? It's going to be 5 10-second, what I've called power starts. So that means you're going to be in a different gear for each one of these. It's only 10 seconds, but here's the tricky part. Your feet are not going to be moving to start. It's just going to be, you're going to be in your drops, starting from nothing and going for 10 seconds. So, as I said, keep in mind that you're doing this as a warm-up. Nobody's pulling any muscles here. So the first one, it's going to be big ring. Go ahead and get there. Down to your 21. So 28, 25, 23, 21. Not too hard of a gear. You're going to go into your drops, out of the saddle, stopping your feet to start. In the drops, when I say go, you're going to explode. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 10 seconds. Come on. Out of the saddle. Quick. Going for it. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and shift yourself down to your small ring. And just chill for 50 seconds. The next one, you're going to also be in your big ring. You don't have to go there yet. You're going to be at your 19. So 1 gear harder than where we just were for the last one. And again, we're going to start from a dead stop. You're going to be in your drops. You're going to explode. And this one, go just a tiny bit harder. So go ahead, big ring, down into your 19. In your drops, stop your feet. 3, 2, let's go. Come on. 10 seconds. Pushing through it. 3, 2, 1. Nice and easy. Back to your small ring. 2 down. If you felt a little burn in the legs, that's exactly what we wanted. That's why we do this 5 minutes, to really get the body going, warmed up, bring that lactic acid to the surface. So you can already figure out what the next one's going to be. It'll be big ring 17. You have 15 seconds till we go there. And you're going to do the same thing. So go ahead, find your big ring, down to that 17 in your drops, stopping your feet. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Come on. You might get a little squeak when you start. Hard and fast, a little harder than the last. 3, 2, 1. Nice and easy. Spinning it out. That's 3 down. 2 more to go. Hopefully you're starting to feel that burn. This is going to get the legs really ready for what's to come in this workout. So these last 2, I want you to really try to go for these. 3 previous, you were just getting the legs warm. Now you should be pretty warmed up and ready to go full-fledged. Find that big ring. Down to, this time, your 15. Stopping your feet. In your drops. 3, 2, let's go. Come on. 10 seconds. All out. Get to some high wattage. 3, 2, 1. Nice and easy. Woo! That was a good one. I think I got 500 watts on that one. What is happening? 500 watts? What? See? Having a few days off helps the body recover. Gives you some strength back. Then you're ready to work. Plus the right gear selection. We got one more of these left. So this last one, you're going to go one harder gear, somewhere around your 14 or your 13. Know that this gear is tough. Go ahead and find it. All the way down. In your drops. Stopping your feet. 3, 2, let's go. Come on. Out of the gate fast. Find that. Hard. Going for it. 3, 2, 1. Nice and easy. Small ring. Easiest gear. We're going to spin this out. Woo! Good little warm up. Take a drink. You know the drill. Finish that bottle by the end of the workout. And the other thing about now, because it's a little warmer, you will sweat more, which means you need to drink sufficiently. But you might also want to put some electrolyte mix in your water if you're not doing that, just so you can replenish your sodium loss and all those other nutrients that we've talked about. All right, so next on the agenda, we're going to do, just to keep you honest, 4 minutes worth of 30-second single leg drills. The crazy part about this one is, though, I'm not going to put you in a gear that's going to make it easy on you. This gear is going to be a little light, so therefore you're going to have to work at making that pedal cadence work efficiently. So I want you to stay in your small ring. You're going to go to your 21, which was the first gear that you went to in the previous exercise. 28, 25, 23, 21. All right, we're going to click out of our left foot first, and we're going to do 30 seconds on the right. 3, 2, 1, clipping out. Find it. Try to go as hard or as fast as you can make this go without losing your form. So you know what to do. You have to keep your core engaged. And you need to pull up. 3, 2, switching legs. Pedal a few, then clip out. Nice and fast. Over the top of that pedal stroke. Solidly feeling that pedal under your foot. My cadence is at 100. Like for you to see the same kind of number. Whoo, the last couple seconds. Go ahead, switching feet. Both feet, flipping out of the left. Last time on the right. Fast, 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 fast. Holding steady. That last 5 seconds. Switching legs. Pedaling with both. Clipping out of the right. Left leg only. Let's go. Last time here. Solid speed. Keep it steady. 5 more seconds. 3, 2. Both legs. Easy gear. Let's spin that out. All right. Now, moving to an 8-minute set. This 8 minutes. 1 minute's going to be at 100 cadence. 1 minute's going to be at 50 cadence. Back and forth from 100 to 50. Here's where I'd like to see you keep your heart rate. Somewhere near the bottom of zone 4. So right in that little sweet spot that everybody calls the sweet spot. That's where you get a lot of adaptation in your fitness. This is going to be just enough. Here's the hard part. When you go to 50 cadence, you might not stay there. You might drop into the top of zone 3. But I want you to try to stay right in that top of zone 3, bottom of zone 4. All right, so for the first minute, 100 cadence, small ring. Pick the gear that you think you can hold 100 cadence and get into that right zone. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 100 cadence. Bottom of zone 4. Top of zone 3. If you don't have zones, you're looking at about 7.5 or 8 on a scale of 1 to 10. The hardest part about this is when you go from the low cadence back to that high cadence. The body has a hard time adjusting. So this first minute will be pretty solid. Minute number 3 is going to get a little harder. Stay steady. Stay relaxed. Shift into your big ring. You might be able to stay in the same gear, but more than likely, you're going to shift down a few. Find 50, no higher than 55. I'm right at 54. And I'm right in the same power level that I was at in the previous. So feel your heart rate staying in the same zone. Back and forth for the rest of these minutes. Concentrate on staying consistent. Back to your small ring. Back to that gear that's giving you 100. This transition is hard. Don't be surprised if the legs are like, what? Did you say 100 cadence? That's what you need. By now, the heart rate pretty stabilized out. So you should be able to just go back and forth to finish this whole set. Coming up on 3 minutes. Shift to that big ring. Down to 50. No higher than 55. Right to 54 I went again. When you've dialed in the gearing, you can make everything else happen. Feel yourself keeping tall in your torso. Using that core. Nobody's doing this. It's all about the legs, glutes, hamstrings, these harder gears. 3, 2. Back to that small ring. Back up to that 100. Good transition. Halfway there. Good intensity tonight. So one thing about the trainer sessions, it's concentrated effort. So when you start getting outside, you need to take some of these with you and do these kind of efforts out on the road. Almost to 5 minutes. Find that big ring. Back down to 55 or 50. No higher than 55. The legs might be warming up, so you might go to a different gear because they're getting warmed up. Keep your breathing natural. Breathe out of your mouth. Just let it happen. Don't force the air out. Almost to 6 minutes. Ooh, sweating tonight. Coming up 2. Small ring. Last time at 100. Let's go. Back to that 100 cadence. Settle in. Let the leg speed happen. I love how solid you guys have gotten. No more upper body movement. Definitely learn to use your legs. Coming up on our last minute. Up to that big ring. Down to the gear. 50 to 55. Let's go. My legs are warming up. Feeling the strength that you've acquired over this last year. Leg strength for sure. Maybe you're noticing a difference in your legs and how they look. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Small ring. Easy gear. Take a drink. Recover. Woo. That got me sweating. All right, now that we've got the legs kind of opened up, then we just gave you a little bit of one-legged, keep you honest. Little over-under. To create a little bit of fatigue is actually part of the reason. We're now going to go into the last 15 minutes, which is going to be a series of standing efforts. So the first minute or the first time frame of each of these is going to be standing. We'll do 45 seconds standing, 15 seated. We're going to do that for 5 minutes. Take a 1-minute break. Then do 30 standing, 30 seated. Take a 1-minute break. Then do 15 standing and 45 seated. Each one of these is going to be in the same gear. So you're going to get to see how different it is to stand for 45 seconds compared to 15. And hopefully on that 15, you can put a little bit more effort into it and you can make it happen almost like a sprint since you're getting 45 minutes of rest. All right, so I want everybody, big ring, 15. We didn't go to 15 tonight except for once. We're going to go 45 seconds standing in your hoods. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Find a good rhythm here. Get your upper body nice and relaxed. Allow that bend in your elbows. Feel the weight more in your feet than your hands. Keep those hips back. That saddle should be right between your legs. Your head should be looking forward. I'm only looking down because I want to keep our time. And if you feel like you want to get taller, do that. 3, 2, sitting down. Keep it in your big ring, but shift it up to an easier gear, just so you can spin it for 15. Back down to that 15. Standing up. 45 again. This is the hard part. Not a lot of rest. I like that you're doing what you can, Marcy. The fact that you showed up is the best part. Think about all those body parts, how they're moving, how they're feeling. 3, 2, sitting down. Nice easy gear. 2 down. 3 to go. Back down to that 15. Standing up. Ooh, it's hard with short recovery. Look down at your knees. Make sure you're not pedaling out with your knees. I almost knocked my stuff over, showing you what I meant. Knees should be tracking right up to almost the edge of your bars. But if your hips are back, then you won't hit those bars. Sitting back down. 3 down. 2 to go. Find that gear again. 15. Stand it up. Feeling a little fatigue here. That's okay. That's what we're trying to do. We need to push the body a little further than it wants to go. Don't let that pedal drop to the bottom. It should be there for a split second. Sitting down. A little easier gear. 1 more. Then you get a rest. Back down to that 15. Stand it up. Everybody's looking solid. I love it. Keep your legs moving. All the way to the last minute. Don't slow down. 3, 2, 1. Easy gear. Stay in your big ring. Finish out that 15. Three, 2. Shift down to a few harder gears. Then make that transition to your small ring. Then shift up to that easier gear. Good job on that one. Woo! Now we're sweating. Take a drink. You should have at least half of your bottle done. So if it challenges you on the trainer to drink, it's going to challenge you just as much out on the road. So start to find places in your rides where you can make a drink happen. Maybe on a flat section, when you're stopped at a stoplight, which I hope that you all are doing. No one should be disobeying the same rules that apply to when we're driving a car. All right, this next one, it's the same gear, big ring 15, but we're only 30 seconds standing and 30 seconds seated, recovering, but still staying in that big ring. So big ring, 15, stand it up, let's go. 30 seconds. Find that same form that you had in the previous ones. Now it's a little shorter, so if you want to make it a little bit harder on yourself, pedal a little faster. 3, 2, sitting down, easy gear. 30 seconds easy. So I was driving with my family while we were at my mother's, and there was a stoplight with 2 cyclists in front of me. The light was red, and I could just tell by their body language, shifting down, standing up, that they were going to go through the light. And lo and behold, They went right through it. It makes me absolutely crazy. Would you go through a red light in your car? 3, 2, 1. Easy gear. But stay in that big ring. 2 down. 3 to go. I know in Oregon, it's actually okay in the state of Oregon for a cyclist to go through a traffic light. 3, 2, 1. Stand it up. Not Oregon. Idaho. Boise, as my friend calls it, that lived there. This one's a little better. A little more rest. And sitting down. Easy gear. 3 down. 2 to go. Plus the legs are really starting to warm up. Back down to that 15. Let's go. Standing up. Number 4. Just like when you're seated, you can do the same thing here. Feel your core by sucking your belly button in. Put your body in the right place. Sitting down. 1 to go, 1 to go. Easy gear. Staying in that big ring. The last set, it's going to feel like nothing to do 15 seconds. Back down to that 15. Standing up. Feel like you're dancing on the pedals. And pay attention to that pressure on your hands. If you just drop your shoulders and bend your elbows a little, that pressure comes off. Sitting back down. Stay in that big ring. Easy gear. Spin this for 30. Then you're going to get a break. 5, 3, 2, 1. Down to that small ring. Man, I got to get Eric over here to fix my chain for me. There we go. I got to go easy on it. All right. Now we're coming up. Getting a drink. You should almost be done with that water bottle. Next, we're going to go 15 seconds standing, 45 seated, easy. Now, I want you to really force yourself to push this 15 a little bit more than you did for the previous ones. So you've already done a 10-second effort at the beginning of the workout. So you should know what 10 feels like, only 5 seconds more. You're going to go to the same gear, big ring. Go ahead and go there. Down to your 15. These I want you standing in your hoods though. 3, 2, 1, let's go. 15. Make it work. Make it go a little harder. Force yourself to work. We're near the bottom of the workout. 3, 2, sit back down. Go to that easy gear. Allow yourself to spin this out, but stay in that big ring. If you feel like you need to take a drink in between, then make that happen. Because you want to finish that bottle by the end. 10 seconds till our next one. Shifting down to that 15. 3, 2, stand it up. Let's go. A little harder. It's only 15 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Remember, when I say 3, 2, 1, hold on to it. Don't slow down at 3. Slow down when I get to the end. 2 down. 3 to go. Hopefully, you're getting that heart rate up for those efforts. Back down to that 15. 3, 2, let's go. 15 seconds is total. 5, 3, 2, 1. Good. 2 to go. Woo! Feel the legs when you push it. This recovery is good. It's giving you enough to make those 15 count. Find that gear. 3, 2, let's go. Number 4. 2, 1. Woo! Easy gear. Just 1 left. Make this last one the best one. If your hands are sweating like mine, might be hard to hold on to the handlebars. Find that gear. And up for the last one. Let's go. Three, 2, 1. Shifting up. Staying in that big ring though. Not ready yet to ease off. Got to go through the recovery. Keep it here, 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Small ring, easy gear. Take a drink, towel off. Spin the legs. Woo! We're not done yet. One more effort just to finish it up. Keep you honest. So if your hands are sweating a lot and you don't like that feeling, you can wear your gloves. Indoors, because that's basically what your gloves do. They aid in keeping your grip on the bars. They protect your hands if you were to fall. They protect your hands from the sun, actually. So they have a multi-purpose. I was reading something about, I can't remember, a former pro cyclist. I don't remember who it was, but he said he used to sit at the beach when he was a teenager and wear his meshed cycling gloves so he would get the tan line and everybody would know that he was a cyclist when he was a teenager, which is cool because I used to wear those mesh gloves. And you had the weirdest looking tan on the tops of your hands. All right, to finish this workout out, we're going to go back to that beginning effort. We're going to do 3 of those. And what we're going to do is I want you to find the most powerful gear you can choose for 3 10-second efforts where we're starting with your feet stopped. So you get to choose which gear you want to be in, as long as it turns into the most powerful gear you can give me. So, big ring, small ring, it's up to you. So go ahead and pick it. It's going to be 10 seconds, hard and fast, down in your drops, stop in your feet. 3, 2, let's go. Come on. 10 seconds, all out. What can you hit? 3, 2, 1. Nice and easy. Find an easy gear. You can go to your small ring all the way up to the top of the cassette. Woo! Nice one. 2 more of these. Then we'll cool down. You'll be done for the night. So pick a gear, either the same one, maybe a little harder, maybe a little easier. You're looking for something where you can get your leg speed fast, the fastest. So what's the gear that you can get your leg speed going the quickest? All right, find that gear again. I'm going to try an easier one just to see how that goes. Down in your drops. Stop in your feet. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Come on. Hard and fast. 3, 2, nice and easy. Woo! Sometimes to get a harder effort, a harder gear might not be the way to go. An easier gear might be the way to go. If any of you watched Flanders, the classic race that was on Sunday, unfortunately, Mathieu van der Poel was in the wrong gear at the sprint. He was in too easy of a gear. He spun himself out, and the guy that was sprinting against him had the perfect gear. Plus, he had the perfect advantage. He was behind him to start the sprint. All right, last one. What gear is it going to be? Pick the right one. Down on your drops. Stop your feet. 3, 2, 1. Last time. Let's go. Out of the saddle. Fast, fast, fast. 3, 2, 1. Woo, pick an easy gear. Get it to spin. 5 minutes. Just letting yourself recover at a cadence that works for you. Finish up the rest of your bottle. Wow, max speed, 26 miles an hour on a trainer. Nice. So check out your stats. Max power, for all you power junkies out there, 553. What do you say, Earl? Did you beat that? Yes, I love it. He's beating me now. Before, he wasn't beating me. I gotta stop training him so well. All right, finish up that water. So the other thing to pay attention to in terms of your sweating, if you've hydrated properly all day long, you might find yourself not sweating as much when you're doing these workouts. Why? Because the body is efficiently cooling itself due to the fact that it has sufficient hydration in it. So you may actually sweat more when you're not hydrated. So just keep that in mind as a little tip to yourself, that hydration, 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 which I drill into your heads all the time. Even my mother said something to Randy on over the weekend. He actually got his second COVID vaccine on Sunday. And he said something to her like, well, have you heard of any special things that you should do, to prepare? And she said to him, well, Mara would tell you to drink water. And she's so right. I would do that. But she's a former nutritionist and dietitian, so she understands. And I'm not sure if I ever told you guys the story of when I was playing high school basketball. And of course, this was in the 80s, telling my age now, that there really wasn't a lot of science on hydration. So between my mother and me, we decided we were going to start having me drink 4 glasses of water the day of a basketball game, or within hours of the game starting. And that was the initiation of my hydration. It worked, so I kept doing it. And that's why I continue to push it on you guys, because I know it works. And I've been experimenting with it since I was a teenager. So figure out how to make it work for you. Even if you have to put at the beginning of the day 4 water bottles on a counter, make sure you finish them by the end of the day. And if you're drinking coffee, you can just add that into the mix. A lot of people ask me that question. Well, what if I have coffee in the morning? Well, yeah, it's good, but that's not part of your hydration regimen. And another thing, if I haven't mentioned it before, and I think I have, is if you're heading to, let's say, a club ride, and you have to drive there, as you drive, drink a full water bottle. So you're pre-hydrating yourself before the event or the ride. All right, 1 more minute, and then I will open up the phone lines, see how everybody's doing, see how they like this workout. I like that one. That was a good one. I felt pretty good tonight. I think I'm happy just to be back with you guys. It was a long time since last Tuesday. So 30 seconds. So that was a good 55, 60-minute hour workout for those of you that were sitting on your bikes before I got on. Might get a little bit more than an hour. That's good. You can handle going this length now because you've been doing this all this time. And I've heard so many, I know I've said this before, reaping or seeing the benefits of all this work we've done in this last year. So great job, everybody. All right. Good deal. Good workout, everyone.